My main takeaway from this experience was how the threats to our freedom of speech and other First Amendment rights are really tested often when there's viewpoints you don't agree with.
It sharpens the blade of perception of what we're at risk of losing. It makes me think about it more.
It actually brought to light very clearly how easily you can give up those rights when you're not paying attention to what's actually happening.
Walking through the archives and seeing all of those objects and how varied and different they were, it really opened my mind a little bit to really what the First Amendment covers.
I would like you to think about what you value. You can close your eyes if you like.
The act of closing my eyes within that room that was filled with so much ephemera was really powerful.
Seeing like a Trump hat and an Obama hat, it really made it like visceral to remind you that it's like, yes, these First Amendment protections should extend to the things you don't agree with, and that's the whole point.
As you go through the artifacts, my emotions changed throughout that. And so there were periods of hope, fond memories. But then there was fear and anger when I looked at some of the artifacts.
It's time. Let's go.
We walked out of the first room and then suddenly you're in this like 1984 dystopian future. I was not expecting that.
I felt almost as if my rights were being taken away, or as if I was being silenced. And no one told me to be quiet, but it was just the way that I felt during that experience.
It made me feel like this could be a part of our society if we let our First Amendment rights go.
As you start reading through all the different cards that are handed to you that other people wrote, you start connecting to the different elements of the First Amendment.
Choose which one of our tags you can justify allowing a government agency to restrict, given the circumstances.
I think I had an audible response and I was just like, ooh, like I don't want to pick.
As it was happening, I was like, this isn't fair. I'm not being given enough time to think about this. But then I started to realize, oh, I like the metaphor of what that represents, and it caused me to reflect.
I'm very proud to report I was the first one out. I refused to give up anything.
And then I went, well, if he's not, I'm not.
I was weirdly proud of the people who decided not to engage in that, knowing that, okay, it's not a choice that we have to make. We can opt out of that discussion and protect even those things that are valuable to other people, even if they're not valuable to us. That felt like a big weight off my shoulders.
It was a little deceptive, but I think that the deception proves the point of like what you're willing to give up just because you're following orders. Yes, we were tricked, but we were tricked in the best way because that helped drive home the point.
It's very easy to give something away without realizing and then possibly regretting that. I walked into the next room feeling that like weight of what have I just done?
There was this one room by the end where there was all the different signs, and there are some signs that I was, yes, I agree with this. This is exactly how I think, and others that made me feel really uncomfortable.
I thought that the video at the end with the 3 cases really was a great representation of different points of view, all of which the First Amendment covers.
I loved seeing just the volume of cards that people had contributed and how people are coming to this from all different perspectives, political viewpoints.
Felt like a greater sense of community was brought by having all of those in one spot.
It made me realize that we have to enshrine and protect all free speech, even if it's for people that we fundamentally disagree with every fiber of our being.